Hi, I'm Christopher Heimerman, and we're here today to talk about the wall. I have hit a wall, man. I ran a marathon yesterday, and I hit the wall at about 21 miles and crumbled mentally, still finished this stinking thing. Sat down in the piping hot tub that my wife prepared for me, and immediately the thought process was, what now? I was building toward this thing for so long. You spend like 4.5 months training for a marathon. I'd really been looking forward to it because I wanted to be able to do something epic. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something, I wanted to challenge myself. I kind of wanted to give COVID 19 the bird and say, hey, I'm still here and look what I can still do. You didn't take that away from me. So now it's kind of that feeling of what now? And that's what happens in recovery. We talked about it last week a bit, that when you get sober, it's different for everybody depending on, what their health is like, but somewhere around a month, month and a half, you hit the wall. And what that means is that you go from feeling like absolute crap to feeling a little bit better and better every day. Those highs and lows that had gotten so low, they start to creep back up. And then finally, you get back to where you were originally, back when you weren't, actively drinking yourself to death. And then you get there, and it's like you're really enjoying feeling better every day. And then you get there, and it's like, oh gosh, what now? Is this all there is? Can't be, right? Oh, it isn't. I talked about it last week. While you're feeling better and better while recovering, you can start building some things in, like improving your diet, improving your exercise, meditating more, praying more, all those tools that you use in recovery. If you use those and you do it right and you do it consistently, you can actually reach where you were before and start surpassing that. You can live a life that's better than what it was before you were in the throes of addiction. And the beauty there too is you have that juxtaposition, you have that comparison of addiction was this bad, life is what it was before, but it feels even better than that. It's that comparison. It's sort of if we take advantage of it, the brain can get a lot of satisfaction comparing the status quo to god awful horrible life. But like I said, if you do the right things, you can keep building it up and up. But man, it's hard. It's hard when all of a sudden you go from like exponential growth and like recovery and feeling awesome and better every day to, feeling like that rapid improvement slows down, if not stops. So, in my humble opinion, remember I'm not an expert, just a guy who's been through it. You got to work the tools that you've got. For me, I document what I'm feeling a lot. It's probably pretty obvious that I'm a communicator. So I like to document my feelings. I like to document what I'm going through. And one thing that really comes from that I put an emphasis on is rather than self-flagellating and beating myself up, I start with what I'm grateful for. I start with gratitude. I look around myself and I take inventory of the things in my life that I'm lucky to have. And honestly, some of the things that I have in my life, not out of luck, but because I worked hard for them. So documenting that is huge. Exercise, meditation, mindfulness, all that jazz. They're all, tenets of my recovery. And those are the things that you need to work when you hit that wall. So to a certain extent, it's more the same, but sort of it's a re-racking of the focus and recommitting to those things. Because it's easy, if you don't make a conscious effort to recommit to those things, to backslide, to relapse, to feel as though, well, if this is all there is, then why? So you do have to recommit to those things and constantly count your blessings. Absolutely, Mom. And document gratitude. It's huge. Another thing you can do when you hit the wall, and careful with this one, this comes with a disclaimer, find a new wall. Try something new. Sign up for a race. Take on gardening. Whatever it is, build a new challenge into your life. It can be those incremental things like we talked about, building in some new healthy things to do, or it can be something a bit more dramatic. But don't sign up for a 10K if you've never run a 5K. Don't they tell you in recovery to not make dramatic changes, to not make these big wholesale changes. And there's a lot of reasons why they tell you that, most of all because if it doesn't go right, you might relapse. You know, you don't want to set yourself up for failure. But that said, if you don't challenge yourself and you don't set goals, you might feel like you hit that plateau and there's no way to go. So for me, it was, you know, I had already been running races, but another thing I challenged myself to do was pray each morning and pray each night, to meditate more, to clean up my diet, and to start writing my memoir, which honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever done for myself. If you haven't heard, I finished the second version. It's off to the editor. I'm very proud of what that's turning into. And that has led to this. That's how we got here. It was because I took on one challenge and it led to another thing. I sort of ripped off the Band-Aid and started writing the memoir. And now I'm here, you know, sharing my darkest stuff with you, with perfect strangers and people I love. But there's going to be a lot of perfect strangers who read, you know, some of the things I've been through, and it's scary, but you know, hot damn if it doesn't feel good when it helps somebody. So I hope that helps. It's helping me just talking about how I'm going to get through this wall. So if you have questions, or if you have stories to share in ways that you get through your wall, please comment below. If you have questions, please direct message me. Whether you are battling addiction, been through addiction, or someone who you know has. If the same goes for mental illness. This isn't just about recovering from addiction. Any way I can help, please let me know. Follow my YouTube channel. Check out sorry, I'm reading the comments here a little bit. Check out the blog that's on my website, which is 40,000steps.wordpress.com. And yeah, it's great to have you along for the journey. I see people hopping in here all the time at the last minute, and I'm sorry that you missed it live, but we're wrapping up. Please go back and watch the whole thing. Check out my other videos on YouTube. And I can't wait to see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for being here for me and for making this such a special time each day. Love you very much. The world is not coming apart. We're all coming together, aren't we? I'll see you tomorrow.